As the election in November draws ever nearer, I'm growing increasingly frustrated at the actions of Republicans in states across this nation who are boasting about their efforts to decrease or dampen Democratic turnout to aid Mitt Romney's efforts to win the presidency. It's no longer legal to bar people from voting because they are poor or are a minority or because they are female. These efforts to curtail early voting or require official IDs are arbitrary and were not enacted because of an abusive record of voting or registration fraud. In fact, a Republican panel of lawyers investigating voter and registration abuse found only 349 cases in all 50 states in the last 10 years, a minuscule amount by any standard. Fortunately, the courts have been turning back many of these efforts, but it is problematic for many, especially the elderly and the poor, to meet standards when such documents as birth certificates are unattainable, or distant travel is required, or the cost of obtaining a valid ID is burdensome. These efforts are blatant measures to discriminate on the basis of party affiliation, since those most affected, the poor and the elderly, tend to be Democratic. After this election, Congress needs to step in and perhaps create a uniform code to run elections. We must never forget that voting in these United States is a right and not a privilege, and it must be protected at all efforts so it should not be marginalized at the whim of political shenanigans.